Well, good morning, everybody. Jeff Slakey here on the Daybreak Show. Coming up, a conversation with the More Right Group, a 501c3 out of Tumwater and Alabama. A big thanks to Peninsula Credit Union for continuing to sponsor nonprofit news, getting the 501c3s on the air to talk about the things they do in their communities. If you're a nonprofit or know a nonprofit, a 501c3 that would like to get their information out, please get in touch with me at jeff@iFiber1. Now, the interview. Well, good morning, everybody. Jeff Slakey and Spencer Hughes on the Daybreak Show. I am happy to have on the air today from the More Right Group. It's the executive director. It's Tanika Watford Williams. Good morning. How are you doing?
Good morning. I am well. Thank you for having me.
It's nice to talk with you and excited to learn a little bit more about the More Right Group. It's a 501c3 that does a lot of great work across the country, really. You can find them online at tmwg.org. And their mission is to break the cycle of poverty, abuse, and abandonment in the community by providing hope. And there is a lot of need for hope right now.
It is.
Tell me a little bit about the More Right Group, because I'm so fascinated with the backgrounds of businesses and how they come about. You have two locations in the U.S. One is in Demopolis, Alabama, and the other is in Tumwater, Washington. How did that happen?
It's a very interesting story. So the More Right Group formally became a nonprofit in 2016. And before that, we were an organization that was existing to help the community thrive. So the More Right Group was it's two last names. We're not better than other people. Two last names. The Moore family and the Wright family. It was the More Right Group was started by Jesse Moore, who actually is in Demopolis, Alabama, and is my father. And the right side of the family is my biological grandmother. So the family came together to impact our communities, and it's kind of grown from there. So I became the executive director in 2018, and we maintain both locations. We do some small projects in other states and partner with other organizations to get some of the donations that we receive from corporate partners into the community to be able to provide hope.
This upcoming weekend, the Hygiene for Hope Drive is a 2-day event, and I know I pulled you away from filling kits for families, but some 8,000 hygiene kits are going to be available over the course of the weekend. Let's talk a little bit about that.
Yeah, so the More Right Group runs a program called the Disaster Distribution Center, and our Disaster Distribution Center gets a lot of donations from corporations. And we normally distribute it through community partners. And this time we realized that we had a whole truckload of things come in from Colgate and MAP International. And we decided that instead of kind of distributing through our normal means, we would do something that would directly impact families, so they can come and pick up a box of hygiene items that can include toilet tissue and paper towels and mouthwash and toothpaste and hand soap and body wash. Just those little things that when you're trying to stretch dollars, they add up quickly and take your dollars away when you need to pay for other things. So we figured this was a great opportunity to just put things in the hands of families and community members so they can be able to have some more hope during this time as well. And know that other people are there for them.
It looks like there are some things to give messages out to folks. It's going to be Saturday from 11 to 6:30 and Sunday 11 to 6. It's on 29th Avenue in Tumwater. There's also masks that will be available for folks who need them when they arrive. Yep. And how has the More Right Group and you and everybody been during these last couple of months because of coronavirus?
We have been busy. We initially started, we have a program called the Resource Connection Center. That initially was in helping 5 counties here. So in COVID alone, we've gone from helping 30 organizations in 5 counties to helping over almost 140 organizations in 20 counties. And in COVID alone, we've assisted about 188,000 families. So we are constantly busy, and we're grateful to be able to help the community. But we've been running.
And I'm looking at some of the things on the website again, tmwg.org. And for example, some of the great work that I see back in 2019, over 28 organizations help, over 150,000 families, and over $3.4 million worth of product helped to those communities, and that was in 2019. The other thing I find fascinating on your website is the Academy section of this, where you're helping folks gain skills as well to help their futures.
Yeah, so we have a workforce development program in Thurston County and Mason and Lewis. We partner with Pack Mountain to do the Wing Academy. So we are the trainers for that. Outside of that, we also have our Warehousing and Logistics Academy. Same thing, just outside of it. So we train and certify around OSHA 10, forklift, which looks different now, certified logistics associate, certified logistics technician, and certified production technician, so that people can quickly obtain certifications and licenses, so they can then get higher wage jobs and be able to be in the supply chain and distribution, which touches everywhere.
Yeah. And in Thurston County specifically, those types of jobs are highly sought after, with all the warehouses that are, especially like in the Deep Lacey, Hucks Prairie area and stuff like that.
Yes, very much so. And now we've switched over to doing most of our classes virtually.
Sure.
So that's been new and interesting.
I'm sure it has, as it has for everybody these days. We're all learning this together. So again, it's Hygiene for Hope, a community drive that is coming up this weekend, this Saturday and Sunday. It's going to be the address, and I'll put all the links to this again in the show notes along with the website, 2747 29th Avenue in Tumwater. And if I'm just trying to think about that, what would that be? What would that be near?
So that is not far from SBSCC.
Oh, sure. Okay. Yeah.
So if you're the back way of SBSCC, we'll have signs that enter people around and exit through in a different place. So.
Perfect. Folks coming from the Mason Thurston area can get off at the courthouse there, take a right and head towards South Puget Sound, and then back up the Mottman area, and it's kind of back in there. And I'll put the links again, of course, 29th Avenue. Very cool. What a great organization, the More Right Group. Tanika got in touch with me the other day. She says, I'm gonna get the word out here. And I said, perfect. Let's do that. And I encourage you further down the road, as you have more things to go on and share with folks, to let me know, and we'll get you back on to talk about it.
I definitely will. I appreciate you just letting us get the word out about it.
You, I guess, now have to, though, get back to filling all those kits for the weekend.
We do, but it's hard work for a good reason.
That's exactly right. Again, the executive director for the More Right Group, it's Tanika Watford-Williams on the phone line right now this morning. Thank you so much for taking some time, and have a great rest of your day.
Thank you. You too.
Again, a big thanks to the More Right Group for spending some time with us this morning, and thank you to Peninsula Credit Union for sponsoring nonprofit news on AM 1030 and FM 103.3, iFiber One News Radio, KMAS. More Daybreak Show is coming up.